So I said, hey, you guys, what are you talking about that break-in, right? And they said, yeah. This was about 2 weeks after the break-in, is early January 1972. And they said, yeah, we are. And I said, well, so what happened? They said, don't even bother asking. I said, what do you mean? It's never going to come out. I said, what's never going to come out? And they said, what happened? I said, what do you, and so anyway, it was leading to the point that it had something to do with Nixon. And finally they said, look, you just don't understand how it works. This is never going to come out. There is a story here, but it's never going to come out because nobody wants to be on the wrong side of this guy because he's got a switchblade mentality, and he's vindictive. He'll punish. He'll punish the paper. And nobody wants to go there. Also, it's the summer of 1972, and more people are going to be interested in whether Hank Aaron breaks Babe Ruth's record. And nobody pays attention to politics. So I got pretty upset about that, and I got off the train. I didn't even go I didn't finish it off. I was kind of depressed, and they said, it's never going to come out. So I went home. I read the paper just to see if this was true. Sure enough, for about a week and a half, there was nothing. And then finally, I saw this little blurb with a dual byline, just a little teeny thing saying something. And then a few days later, another blurb. It kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and always had the same two names. I didn't pay attention to what the names were. I just remember there was always two names. And finally, the thing built up through the summer, and it blew sky high in September. Donald Segretti and the Dirty Crit. And the whole thing blew wide, and they said, who's been doing this? And I saw this little article about the profile of two guys. And I said, wow, that's interesting. I said, no, I'd love to know what that was like. And I thought in my head at that time, I said, wow, what a nice little black and white film that would be with two unknown actors to play these guys and tell the story that nobody would know about, because it eventually led to Nixon resigning and so forth. Anyway, so that was the idea, and I thought, well, I'll call Woodward and I'll call Bernstein and see if I can meet with him. They never returned my call.